Well, all right, all right, all right. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy day 2 of my podcast anniversary celebration / rebirthing of myself and my podcast. And super excited to have you guys here for day 2. I know yesterday we had over 50 people show up, over 100 people signed up and entered to win the grand prizes. I want to thank you guys so much. I'm humbled and grateful to be experiencing this with you today as well. Today is going to be just an hour. Yesterday was a 2-hour marathon, and if you were there and if you saw my post today, it was a pretty raw and real and vulnerable opportunity for me to share my journey that has been happening for me the last 18 months. And I got so much love, so much great feedback. Even had people who were in Belgium up watching at 1 o'clock in the morning, Brazil, people from all over the world. And I'm just really grateful for you guys. So you know the drill. If you are tuning in, please go ahead and comment below. Tell me where you're tuning in from. And city, state. And hi, Robin, awesome. I believe you're in Florida, right, Robin? So feel free, guys, to tune in, tune out, and let me know where you're watching from. And also, just as a general reminder, this is kind of fun. This is part of the gamification of our experience to get together today. Is if you have registered on the registration link, and if you are up for some prizes, anybody who attends live, likes, comments, and shares, I'm going to be giving you a $200 gift, which is essentially 1 month inside of my Mindset and Sales Mastery membership. Super excited for that. And if you like, comment, and share, and we are keeping track from yesterday and today, the more you share, the more points you get and more times you get to be in the drawing. And a lot of people forgot to share yesterday. So I'm going to tell you, your odds are good if you want to go ahead and comment and share with your community. And I will tell you, I learned from yesterday, people were not able to share on YouTube or they couldn't figure it out. So if you want to be in the running, and I have been told YouTube is probably the best place to watch it, but you can be inside my Healthy and Wealthy and Wise community. You can be on LinkedIn and you can be on YouTube, and all those places you'll be able to share. You can always do a screenshot of yourself commenting and then a screenshot of you actually sharing the YouTube link. So thanks, guys. I see some comments, and I can't, unfortunately, East Bethel, Minnesota. I can only guess that might be Alice Palom. Not sure. So if you're commenting on Facebook, just in case, go ahead and put #live and then where you're tuning in from as well, so we can acknowledge you. So if you weren't on yesterday, we are celebrating my 2nd year anniversary of my podcast, which has been a transformational journey in and of itself. I'm not going to go back and recount the whole story. You can watch yesterday's episode where I had 5 guests all talking about this new and improved version of not only me, but my podcast. So this podcast originally was about interviewing health experts, wealth experts, and people with some type of wisdom, whether they were a coach, a mentor, a marketing expert, so on and so forth. And it was good. But there's so much happening in the world. And we have a special guest today. She'll be coming on here in the next 5 minutes. I call her my Oracle. And she's going to talk about, why is this world so topsy-turvy right now? Why is there so much crazy energy and so much happening with wars and, the Roe v. Wade and there's just a lot of stuff. And a lot of people are feeling it. Is anybody else feeling the shift? And I know that a lot of us, myself included, we talked about that inner quest of that awakening. So because of all my shifts, because of my tapping into my intuition, which my guest today also helped me do over the last couple of years, I'm shifting my podcast to be more about raising the consciousness and raising your consciousness as a collective, raising your vibration so that you can magnetize your best health, your best wealth, your best wisdom. You're going to see me having a lot less guests, actually, because I'm finding that a lot of people, they're looking for answers outside of themselves. They're looking for other people to tell them what to do, who to be, what to wear, what not to wear. And at the end of the day, you have all the answers inside of you. There's this innate wisdom. Call it the divine, call it source, call it superconscious, higher self, whatever you want to call it God. And you really, truly are a co-creator of your own destiny. We're also going to talk a little bit about that because my mentor, who's on here in the next few minutes, talks about your destiny awaits. And you can control your inner game. A lot of times we get frazzled and frustrated with the outer game and what's happening around us, whether that's the government or this, that, or the other thing, the weather. And truly, when I went on this inner quest about 18 months ago and self-discovered and really remember that no one can control my health or wealth or wisdom better than me, and trusting my intuition and that divine within. So that's the new and improved Healthy and Wealthy and Wise as we go into 300 shows, as I go into year 3, still kicking, because as you guys probably know, I said this yesterday, most people that start a podcast don't make it past 3 months. In fact, 50% don't make it past 1 month. And for those who do, a lot of times they don't know how to continue on. And if I hadn't had a coach and a community and support, and then really, really work deeply inside of myself to really have a deep, deep why and a vision for my podcast, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So again, if you're just joining us, please comment below where you're tuning in from. Yes, Elizabeth Clark. Wonderful to see you. Hey, Sue. Wonderful. Great. Yay. Victoria is back from Belgium. She's my night owl. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you guys. So again, I've had 200 episodes, 25,000 downloads. It's been 2 years. I launched in the top 20 of entrepreneurship, and I did create, multiple 6-figure income from that journey. But I'm actually way more excited about what is coming up next. So I'm going to bring on my guest here shortly, and I will tell you guys this is going to be a little more interactive than yesterday. So I would encourage you to, first of all, hit the share button with your community. Again, if you want to be entered in for the grand prize drawing of $2,000, you gotta hit the share button. And then we do want to encourage questions. Again, this is only an hour. We'll have my guest here in a moment, and then we'll have me talking also about how to live your best life. I'm going to give you some tips and tools that you can use, and also invite you to take a free class with me tomorrow as well. So feel free to keep commenting, keep sharing. Sharing is caring as we celebrate this day. And I'm going to tell a little bit about our guest. So I just have one guest today, Amy Tyson from Minnesota. I met her when I was living there. And I tease her now, and I know she's going to laugh hearing me say this, but I loved her so much right away because she was like me. And when I say that, I mean kind of weird, kind of different in a good way. I'm teaching my kids weird is good. And I just loved her energy. I loved what she was offering and what she was sharing. And she became a mentor and a coach. And I can't even remember. I think I hired her 5 years ago for the first time, started attending her classes. I'm going to let her explain what she does and how she helps people. But she helped us make some big decisions. Like we're talking moving across country, taking our family of 4 when we had no plan, no idea, no jobs, no income, no home. And she helped us make a huge decision that was really coming from a place of true choice. And the stars were aligned in our favor. And we moved here in California, finding our dream place, living in a place that we absolutely love, and actually helped us start this awakening process just before COVID hit. She's also helped me consult on hiring people, firing people, business partners that are a good match and those that are not. helping me with business decisions, talking about health related stuff. So she's a perfect guest for Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. In fact, she's been on before. So, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and bring you into the show. Welcome. Welcome, Amy.
Hi, thanks, Lois. Great to be here with you again.
So awesome. So I'd love to have you, because I butcher it because I just say she's my oracle because that's a lot easier. But I'd love for you, before I ask you some questions, explain to our audience who you are and how you serve people.
Oh, I think it was funny that you introduced me as someone who is strange like you. Here I am, this Norwegian blonde in Minnesota teaching metaphysics that I learn over in Malaysia. In the middle of the United States. I'm not on either coast, which is where you would find most people like us, right? So that's what I do. I'm a metaphysics coach and consultant. So I do consulting, I do coaching, I do private consultations, I do group coach consultations, I teach classes. Basically, what I look at myself as what I do is I help people and my clients live their life designing their destiny beautifully connected into their divine source. So I'm that catalyst. I give you the tools. I have a lot of tools in my toolkit, and I give you the tools to understand who you are. When you tell me what you're thinking about, we can look and see, is that the right pathway for you to take, or do you need to tweak it a little bit so that you can make better choices about what you do next? And that's a lot what you've done with me, Lois, is, and you're the type of client I love to work with. You have a lot going on. You have a lot of moving parts. You have a family, you have a business, you're an entrepreneur, and you rely on me to give you good advice so you can make the right choices for you. And it's been a joy to watch you propel yourself to the heights of your career and make this big leap into this new age of teaching and coaching that you're doing yourself.
Yeah, my divine truth, right? Because I was running from it for a long time, which you even showed me, that was in, my chart too, right? And a lot of times we judge ourselves harshly. I'm doing the wrong thing, or am I making the right choice? And there's more going on behind the scenes than we realize. And you help me meditate more daily, and tap into that intuition too. So I want to start with the first question, and then we'll maybe get into intuition and all that later. But a lot of people are stressed out right now.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, and good, bad, different. They just look at the external world and go, "What is going on?"
A lot.
and then it shows up in their internal world, and a lot of people have just feeling a lot of heaviness, a lot of negative energy.
Yeah.
And why is the world so topsy turvy, Amy?
So let me explain it this way. So when we look at metaphysics, everything happens in a cycle. And one of the tools in metaphysics that I use is Feng Shui, which is all about the environment that you live in, whether your house or your office. Well, in Feng Shui, there are two systems that we rely on to show us these cycles of energy that are happening. And the main cycle happens every 19.8 years. So most of us only can fully experience, enjoy, take advantage of, see happening 2, maybe 3 of those full cycles, because they're happening at every 19.8, roughly 20 years. So if you think about it, that's 40 years of your life that you'll live in 2 cycles. And then you may have a cycle on either side of that you'll be partially part of, but not usually in your prime earning and prime decision-making points of your life. We are at the end of one 20-year cycle and starting the next 20-year cycle. So that's why there's all this upheaval going on right now. So in simple terms, we're leaving period 8, going to period 9. So period 9 is very different than period 8. That's why it's such a harsh change. Period 8 is the earth element. So things were very slow moving. It was a time when everybody would get into a job and you'd be given education to stay in that job. People built businesses slowly. So things moved a lot slower. The main player in period 8 was young men creating tech. So you look at Bill Gates, you look at Elon Musk, you look at Steve Jobs. They were very young men 20 years ago.
Mm.
Now we're heading into period 9. So the playing field is changing. Period 9 is a fire energy. It's very fast moving. It's the metaverse is truly period 9. The trigger, the transformational trigger actually started in December of 2020.
Okay.
So we started feeling it more. We started seeing more things happening. So it was kind of that trigger that symbolized, oh, this is absolutely what's happening right now. So some of the things that period 8 was about was a lot of bickering and just tension. There wasn't a lot of war activity. Yes, there was some. Wasn't a lot of war in period 8. Period 9 is very conflict driven.
Mm.
And when we saw the conflict, the civil unrest is very period 9. When the civil unrest, good grief, erupted right here in Minnesota and then spread across the country, it was like this epicenter. That's a period 9 signal.
Mm.
COVID-19 lockdowns, all about a main shifting from period 8 to period 9. Going
Mm.
online shopping, online working is very period 9. The aggression of China with the war in Ukraine, very period 9. By the way, that war is not going to end anytime soon. We're likely to see more energy blackouts. You were at my summit back in December. So what is that, 8 months ago? I was talking about inflation was going to skyrocket. Well, it's going to continue. Guys, there's a property bubble that's about to happen. Period 8 was about real estate. Everybody was investing in real estate. They're like, that's the way to make money is invest in real estate. Well, be careful with that right now because there's going to be property that people won't want in period 9. There's also the likelihood of some sort of food crisis showing up even through the end of this year and into next year. So this is 2022 is the pivotal year. It's like if you were to look at this as a graph, here's 2022. 2023 will start to come up and then we'll click into period 9. So what's happening for the rest of this year is we're at the tail end of July and we're moving into August. And August is the clashing month for 2022. I've been watching with interest what has been happening in June and July. We had Roe v. Wade overturned. We had the prime minister over in the UK step down. The Italian prime minister just resigned. We have our own president now diagnosed with COVID. There's all types of things at leadership levels, at high levels that are happening, and that's what the chart is showing us.
Mm.
What is setting us up for this clash in August. And I don't want to alarm anyone, but there's likely to be some major economic reset just around the corner. So in order to protect ourselves for that is one, you have to get your mind straight and you have to calm that inner game, which is what you're talking about, Lois, and be fascinated by what's happening, but making sure that you are taking the steps to protect yourself. It's a gig economy is what we're changing to. No longer job security. Make sure you have a couple multiple sources of income. But better than that is realize that when the stock market goes down, stocks are on sale. It's like a fire sale, guys. This is the time to buy. When things are low, make sure you get good financial advice, good solid advice, but don't panic because the stock market crashed. Look at how you can benefit from it by actually building your portfolio. So, do you want me to keep going?
Well, I want to see if anybody has any questions, and I just want to reiterate, this is part of raising the consciousness, okay, and raising your vibration. Knowledge is power. However, they all have their own destiny, right? It's all about going
Yes,
within, working with your intuition. So, if you have anything else you want to share,
I do.
yeah.
I do. So, period 9 is actually a wonderful time in the evolution of the human species here on Earth. It is all about spirituality, it's all about self-improvement and self-development. Your timing is impeccable, Lois, as you head into this field. Yes, 3D to 5D, Shanna. Perfect. So it's a time where people that weren't awakened to anything spiritual, anything self-improvement are starting to become awakened now. And if you, those of you listening or participating or following Lois, if you bring this into your business, the self-improvement, spirituality, the energy, the physical, spiritual energy piece into your business, you will start attracting more and more people because they're going to be looking for it. Think of it this way: you are getting information now, like back in the early 80s, investing in Microsoft or investing in Apple. They're knocking on the door right now saying, hey, invest in this company, this ragtag bunch of guys led by Steve Jobs. Hey, just give us, $10 and we'll give you 100 shares of stock. I don't know what it was back then. But millionaires are formed at times like this. When you know it's coming, you can make shifts and you can change yourself so that you can take advantage of it. Because I'll tell you, in 2028, so 5-6 years from now, everybody will be getting on the bandwagon. So you want to be out in front, leading the way, and and shining the light and showing the way to everyone who's coming behind you.
Awesome. And just so you guys know, full disclosure, I'm relaunching my membership, right? And Amy's going to be a part of it. So if you do sign up, you get a free 30-day membership with her to help you navigate. Sounds like you're going to need it in August for sure. Just saying. But you really want to make sure that you find the right tools and the right people. So my point is, I made the shift because I've been working with her along the way, doing my inner quest on my own. And you heard about that yesterday, and meditating and all of the tapping into my own 5D elevation. And so that's why I'm relaunching my membership and going all in on this, because of people deserve the right community, the right support, the life coaching, the spirituality. And so just so you guys know, now you're connecting all of the dots, because it's what Amy's shown me and also what I've seen by doing my own meditation. So knowing that intuition was a huge part of what you've actually been, I don't want to say harping on, you've been coaching me on for the last 2 years or maybe 3. Do you remember when you first really, when that showed up?
I don't remember, Lois, but it's when you do your work and I do my work, and what's a beautiful thing is we always bring in what we need and those around us need next.
Yeah.
And I know I spent last year, so I spent all of 2021 working on my own intuition, and I had some things revealed to me that I had no idea would be showing up for me. And you had much the same experience, but you still have to start with a foundation. And it probably was 3 years ago when we started this, because oftentimes you start to plant a seed and it has to grow, but there's oftentimes things that have to shift within you and you have to face some hard, I don't want to say lessons, but obstacles. It's like peeling the onion.
Yeah.
Like you peel back one layer and you think, oh, I'm done with the onion. No, you got to peel back another one. Oh, I'm done with the onion. No, you got to peel back another one. But all along the way, you're growing and improving and deepening in your own intuitive ability. And what it's really about, and what you've discovered as well, is everyone has intuition. Everyone. I don't care who you are, even if you say, no, I'm a rock, you have intuition. The key is to figure out how it communicates with you. What are the signals that show you that, yes, you can depend on the message that you're receiving and it's not your imagination? And that is one of the things that I see many of my clients and many other people have struggled with. And it's one of the things that I'm hoping to help unlock for people.
Yeah, well, you definitely helped me. I mean, I do believe that's what helped me tap into moving to California, making a massive.
You had a huge experience with that one.
I know that was like,
Crazy.
yeah, total body like explosion moment. But anyway, that's the story for another day. If you want to hear about it, talk to me privately. But at the end of the day, it was definitely like a whoa, when you get those total body tremors or somatic releases and all of that. But even since then, trusting my intuition when something didn't feel right, I knew it was my intuition. And I think a lot of times, again, I was the people pleaser. I was trying to be all things to all people. I was out of balance, out of alignment with my higher self, aka intuition, and I just started feeling dead inside, even though I was making tons of money, right? So I just want to reiterate what I talked about yesterday. We talked about the shadow work, also known as peeling back the layers of the onion, and I just want to ask you. I'd love your take on this. I mean, given what you've been shown, it's not optional to work on the shadow work right now, is it?
No, it's really not optional, guys, because one of the things in period 9, and I am going to get kind of serious here for a minute. So there's always health challenges with each period that comes in. One of the health issues that we're going to be seeing in period 9 has to do with mental health. It has to do with more dementia, but more the depression and the inability. Things are going to be moving really fast. You won't have the luxury of making decisions slowly. Technology is going to speed up our world even faster. Time's going to feel like it's moving faster. And that's going to take a toll on the physical part of our human body. And if we don't have our inner world balanced and we don't have that inner work done, we'll see more cases of depression happening around us. And you've already seen mental health being taken more seriously just in this last year. So that's the good thing. But we want to make sure that we protect ourselves by awakening ourselves to the divine within and connecting in with that divine source, that spirit energy, so that we can stay centered and in harmony. I don't like the word balanced because balance says we're not moving. Sometimes we have to spend more time on work. Sometimes we have to spend more time with our family. It's a harmony of life. And part of that is harmonizing the way we think, our emotions, and our physical body. And all three need to be in harmony in order for manifestation to take place. And I don't know how many times I hear someone say, well, my goal is to do this. That's their thinking mind, but their emotional mind is just saying, she says that all the time. We really don't believe it. And and physically they're sleeping terrible, so their physical body isn't even awake enough to get the goal that they just think they want to have. So it's about harmonizing your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body so that your spiritual world can support you at the divine level, at the level that we don't work in, but they do, can support all the things that you want to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah, and most of if you've been tuning into my show for the last 200 episodes, you might know this, you might not. Every September, it's Suicide Awareness Month. I've had 10 friends commit suicide, and some of them were like family. And I've seen people die of alcoholism. I've seen people die of drug overdoses, and that's what I've been shown. And that's another reason why I have this membership in shifting it towards more of the mindset / mental, emotional, physical health. Because if you don't have that, right, it doesn't matter how much money you got or
Does not.
not got. And so that's my passion and my heart, just so you guys are aware. What she's talking about is real, because I've heard it from other spiritual people too, that either people are going to elevate and raise their consciousness by going within, or they're going to lean heavily on their addictions, commit suicide, die. I mean, it's intense, but it's what I've been shown as well.
Yep.
So with thinking of mental health, this kind of goes with it. Money. right? So I have a money recode class tomorrow. People's relationship with money is more challenged than ever before. Do I invest in crypto? What stream of income do I tackle? And oh my gosh, all of the things. How do I do it all, Amy? So maybe if you can talk about what's going on with money in a deeper
Really?
detail than you already have.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think of the term money, we also call it currency, don't we? So, hey, it's currency. Well, currency has a current to it. So it goes right along with what we're talking about. Money has a frequency. Your your frequency needs to match the frequency or the current of the money you want to bring in. And this goes if you're in business for yourself, are you charging the right amount for what you're giving back? Because when you are valuable, people will pay more for you. If you're charging too low, your currency, your energetic connection isn't with the right clientele. If you're charging too much, there's a disconnect inside of you and with the client you're trying to reach. So that current could be off. So when you think of money, you can't charge too little, you can't charge too much. You want to find the energetic alignment with that currency because then it will bring you the people who are energetically aligned with that money's frequency. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep, totally. And if you can turn it back into the inner game and
Yes.
why that's so important with intuition, spiritual
Yes.
money.
So I want you to think about when you were little, when you were young, what was the attitude about money in your home? And you could maybe share that in the comments if you want. The money in your home, the attitude of money was very different in my household when I was growing up. It was all about lack. It was money doesn't grow on tree. My father had his own business. He did quite well. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think I am? Made of money. And then there's the whole religious take on it. Money's the root of all evil. All of that gets thrust on us and embedded in us somewhere if that's the type of environment that we grew up with. So when we become adults, if that's the way you're thinking, if you see a beautiful Lamborghini car broken down on the side of the road, what's the first thing that goes through your mind? Is it, haha, he deserves it or she deserves it? Because or if you see a very successful businesswoman dressed to the nines with all of her name brand things on, walking towards a private jet, what goes through your mind? Do you say, wow, that is amazing that that woman can do that? Or do you think, oh, she must have inherited it, or must be her husband's money, or she must be an itch with a B? What is your attitude when you see a wealthy person? Your energetic body, your energetic emotions, thinking body will not allow you to become something you quote unquote hate. So that's about changing your relationship with money, looking at it, wow, I wonder how she did that. That's great. She's so successful, and celebrating that success. Now, you don't always have to agree with how they made their money, because if they did it some way underhandedly or didn't do it a way that you look at as in alignment, you don't have to celebrate that. But the fact that someone's successful, I do want you to start paying attention to what your relationship with money is all about. And if you look at the stack of bills you get every month, do you dread paying them? Or you say, I am so happy and grateful and thankful that I have the means and the ability to pay these every single month and enjoy the things that money brings me. So it is about going and figuring out how can you, it is about going inside and listening. How can you possibly know what your right currency alignment is? It's starting by looking around you. What have you attracted so far? Have you attracted have you attracted bankruptcy? Have you attracted, these are all choices that you make along the way. Have you, like I said, what is your mindset? What is your emotion when you are about to pay a bill? Is it, how am I going to pay for this? Money's always really hard coming to me. I don't know. I never have enough. So what you have to start doing is coming up with a different frequency saying to yourself, you know what? I love money. Money loves me. I love money. Money loves me. I really believe that. I love money. Money loves me. There's always going to be enough. There's going to be more than enough. Money loves me. I love money. And then don't negate that by saying, well, that client can't afford very much, so I'm going to cut my price and they're only going to have to pay 25% of what I'd really like to charge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a disconnect. Money loves you. That's what your price is. And you will energetically attract the people who will pay that.
Yeah, and just so you guys know too, I do have a class tomorrow, and I know Shanna is going to be there, and a class on Monday, talking about tapping into your superconscious to magnetize your best financial situation, and it goes right in alignment with what Amy's talking about. I do have one more question for you. Then there was one more question from the audience, and then I'll let you go because I know it's later there in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So thank you. And again, guys, if you're just tuning in live, please hit the share button, comment in the chat where you're tuning in from with your name, city, and state. And then also, if you see the scroll right now across the screen, if you haven't already done this, if you want to be in talking about money, if you want to be in the $2,000 grand prize drawing and manifest that, hey, maybe you could do some shifts right here on the call tonight, and all of a sudden I'll draw your name. I will announce the winner tomorrow on my 11 a.m. Money Recode class. So you don't have to be present to win. However, I will be announcing the winner. And if you're there, that would be fantastic. But make sure you share, like, and comment in order to be in the drawing. And you can share multiple times and only has to be shared while you're on the live right now, not after. So my other question for you, because you talked about this before, period 9 is also a lot about this feminine energy shift.
Mhm.
So what is that all about?
Yep. So period 9 is so there's I'm actually teaching on Monday this information. So period 9 is what we call the Lee trigram. So 2 trigrams make up a hexagram. If you're familiar with I Ching, hexagrams are a part of the I Ching. So period 9 is the Lee hexagram, which is fire, also known as the middle daughter. So it shows us that that women are going to be the key leaders in period 9. So the last time we had a period 9, a woman actually was the Emperor of China. We also had some other, Queen Victoria was also in control back then. So women, it started in 2017 with the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement actually first was founded in the early 2000s, like 2001. But 2017, when the shift started happening, that's when the Me Too movement caught hold. So women have made huge strides forward in the last 5 years for being recognized. They've climbed the corporate ladder. Many women have broken through the glass ceiling. But what we're going to see in period 9 is more women leaders. And so those of you who are female listening to this, your job is to become a leader, is to become a better leader and understand what leadership really means. If you're a male listening to this, you need to understand how to work, how to sell, how to speak with, how to attract women into your business or into your life, or you can just go ahead and hire some really high-powered women around you. So women's voices are going to be louder in period 9, and hopefully instead of taking the reins and wanting to just squash the male energy, they'll figure out how to work together, because honestly, guys, yin and yang is far better together than separate. That's really what we're seeing with the rise of women, is what I call it, in period 9. So be ready for it. Understand that women buy differently, women network differently. And if you're a female and tend to have all male friends, you are not period 9 compliant. You need to figure out how to reach the women. What do they want? And it is not pink packaging. Okay. Speak the women's language, and you'll draw them to you.
That's so cool. Yeah. And part of it, just my own transparent story here, is I had a pretty deep mother wound. Amy, I don't think I've ever told you this.
Mm-mm.
And because of that deep mother wound, it was often, I was always one of the guys, raised by a single dad and all of the things. And I really, really worked on that over the last 12 months. It was part of my inner quest, my inner awakening. Why do I not like all women's groups? Why do they freak me out? I realized I was so masculine dominant,
Mhm.
so wounded in the feminine energy, the creative, the love, the compassion. So, just so you guys know, I now work with clients on the mother wound. I have meditations, exercises, and things that I can help you. Also, rebalancing those two hemispheres of the brain. The left is the masculine, and the right is the feminine. However, I will tell you at the superconscious, higher self intuition level, if they're wounded like they were mine, it's really difficult to raise that
Mhm.
consciousness and raise that vibration. So, Amy, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's really important that if any of you are out there, energy workers or in this field, it's important that you not try to do your own work. You can do it to such a level, but oftentimes you do need someone else to come in and assist you with shining a light on the things that you're blinded to because they've been there forever. And I had my own experience with this last week. Actually, I had some work done on me, and it was a huge thing. I'd been dealing with it. I'd been trying to work on it myself and shift it for probably 4 or 5 years. But all of a sudden, I had this one session and it was like just all of a sudden it was like, here's where it's coming from, and
Mm.
exploded out. And it was then I had someone else tell me like this: the horns on you fit the holes in me. So when we have holes
Uh-huh.
in us, we're so used to them
Hmm.
that we don't even realize they're there.
Yeah.
And we're comfortable. You were comfortable with hanging around with the guys. There was no problem with that. You didn't understand that this was why, and until you cleared that out, so that got goosebumps on that, Lois. Uh, you didn't understand it until it was gone, that you could actually access
Yeah.
the way women communicate, and that's a frequency too.
Yeah. And once, guys, just so you know, once the feminine and masculine within you, whether you're a male or female, it doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energies. I call it feminine for short, just so you know. It's really all about, regaining that balance. And I know that that word, it doesn't always equate, but in this case it does, because you want to come from both of those places, because that's who we truly are inside. At least that's been my experience, and what I see is people excel much bigger, much faster when they're coming from healthy masculine and feminine energies. So I
Absolutely.
have one more question, and then I want to ask you about your 30-day gift that's inside of my membership now, guys. Remember, I'm relaunching the membership and bringing in all of my gems and tools and tricks. But Robin, my friend in Florida, asked, "How did you get into this?" And I don't know if you can keep that a short story.
Well, I think back on all of my life, and I remember finding a book in the bookshelf at home, really high up, and it was on palm reading. And I was a Girl Scout, and they had some big Girl Scout night. I was probably in 5th or 6th grade, and they wanted us to do all these things for the young brownies. And I said, "Well, I'll do palm reading." So I probably knew 3 things that I pulled from this book. And then so I have a degree in microbiology, but in 2004-ish, I said to my husband, "I'm interested in Feng Shui." So he bought me 4 books. I read through them. I said, "These 2 don't make any sense. There's no way they took over China for that." But I read these other 2. I thought, "Okay, that makes sense." And the funny thing is my husband is the one who signed up for a week-long Feng Shui retreat, but I ended up going in his place. And that was what sent me down the rabbit hole. And in
Mm.
2007, I actually found the real deal. I found the real classical feng shui, because what I had been studying up until that point is very westernized, place trinkets thing here and there. So I found the Mastery Academy of Chinese Metaphysics in Malaysia. So I study with Dado Joey Yap. And yes, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to China, I've been to Singapore as part of my studies. Now, I started with feng shui, but in order to do the feng shui of someone's home, you actually have to have the diagnosis first. What is wrong? What's going on with this person? Because then we can use the home to help um, help mitigate and elevate. So Chinese metaphysics has what's called Bazi, which is kind of like astrology. It's a little bit deeper than astrology. And then I branched into what's called Qimeng Dunjia, which is a more spiritual side and forecasting and strategic execution. So since 2004, I think I've been in this world. And it's been the most fascinating, difficult art science that I've ever done, even though my degree's in microbiology. But I love it. I love the changes that I see my clients make.
I love it. I just want to give a shout out to Farah. She's one of my newest members, and also want to acknowledge Victoria. Both of them signed up for the membership today. Super grateful for you guys and super excited. I'm starting to lose my voice here, Amy. All this talking the past couple days.
Yeah.
Super grateful for you as a friend, as a mentor, as a guide. She's even helped us, pick the right house that wasn't haunted or weird. And so when you talked earlier about gratitude, I just look around my home and I'm just like, I'm so happy and grateful, and grateful for all that you've done. And so you have a 30-day membership for free for members only. You guys got to be a member inside of my membership. So you can go to loiscovey.com/membership. I do have a sale. You get one free month if you showed up live and registered on the website that I sent to you, and you got to either reach out to me or email me and sign up by Monday in order to earn that free month. Or if you want to go all in, knowing that the next 6 to 12 months, it's all about mindset. Amy and I talked about that. It's all about your mental health, your emotional body, your emotional health, your heart. I can give you all the sales tactics in the world, but again, if you don't have emotional intelligence and mental health, and you don't have the right support with that, reading books is not going to help. we want to have you be a part of this community. I do have an annual membership sale that expires on Friday, and you guys can reach out to me to learn more about that. But what's inside that 30-day free membership from you, Amy?
Well, it's turning into being even more than that, Lois. The end of August, a different part's going to launch as well as part of that. So the free 30-day membership will get you a recording from the previous month and live access to the live call. I call it the monthly Metaphysics Mastery Call. And what I do in that hour-long Zoom call is we do a meditation, but it's not just a meditation. It's using the guardian energy, which I haven't talked about at all tonight, which is I look at the month's energy, and there's a direction that normally supports one human inner virtue. So we do this meditation with the direction in mind. So you put your back to that direction and we activate that human virtue. So sometimes it's courage, sometimes it's intuition. Last month was the elixir of beauty. So they're all different types of ones. Then which we talked about earlier, Lois, I give a channeled message for the month that is usually a call to action for the group. Then I talk about what's going to happen for the month. And August remembers the trigger/clash month. So it should be an interesting month for all of us. But I talk about you get your own personal chart, access to your own personal life chart, and you can see how the month will shape up for you if you have the specific animals that are clashing, combining, harm formation, or harmony formation. And then I teach some sort of concept, a metaphysics concept that you can implement right away. So we've talked about your personal success palace in your house, how you identify it, and what to make sure that's there. We've talked about clashes and what they mean in your chart, just signals a change. So it's all different types of things that I'm teaching in those sessions. So you'd have access to last month's, which will be July's recording if you take advantage of this for August, or if you wait, then it might be August's recording and the live session in September.
Awesome. Well, any last words before I bid you adieu?
No, I'm just so very proud of you. And it's so wonderful to see this great community that has joined us tonight. I appreciate all of you for being here and checking in with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Looking forward to my August report, and hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thanks, Lois.
Awesome. All right, guys. Was that not fun? So that's just a taste of what's inside of my membership and what's possible. If you tuned in last night, we had my meditation teacher, we had my breath work teacher. We have classes tomorrow and Monday on the money recode, and I'll speak to that a little bit as we wrap it up here. And if you have any other questions, now is a great time to tune in. We're just going to go till the top of the hour. So if you have any questions, and also I want to make sure for those of you who know that you qualify for this because you registered on the landing page, that was the sign up page for this, and you showed up, you commented, and you shared, you can go ahead and email me. So keep us honest, making sure we don't miss anyone, because I missed a few people yesterday because there was so many comments, so much happening. In fact, this is a good time to ask questions about the membership. It's unlimited life and sales coaching, and from what you found out today is I call it life coaching just to keep it simple, but it's really spiritual coaching. It's raising your level of consciousness. It's teaching you how to meditate, how to go inward, how to be and become your highest and best version of yourself. Because why be someone else, right? They're all taken. It's all about you having your best health, your best wealth, whatever that means to you. We talked a lot about money today, but wealth doesn't mean money to me anymore. It used to, and now it's more about that those relationships, social capital, and being able to serve people with my highest self and my best self. So I'm going to see here if there's any questions. Do we have any questions about anything? Thank you guys so much for tuning in and tuning out. I got an inspirational quote today I'm going to share with you guys that I thought was just perfect timing. A friend sent this to me, and I want to talk about it as we close it out. Okay, I see a question. Hold on, Victoria. Can you clarify? Is there also some information on the working partner relationships? Do you mean affiliate program? Can you clarify? Do you mean affiliate? I'm not sure what you mean by working partner relationships. If you want to become an affiliate and get paid referral residual income for all your referrals to my membership, I am, anybody who signs up now becomes a founding member and also has the ability to refer people with authenticity. And then I'm paying 50% referral residual income to people. You got to become an affiliate. If you want information on that, email me as well. She did talk about, needing multiple streams of income. One thing we didn't talk about, though, is just making sure it's in alignment with your purpose and your passion and not a distraction. I coach on affiliate income. I've made 6 figures in affiliate income, and I know the good, the bad, and the ugly about that. I'll probably coach on that inside of the membership at some point. If you have any... Okay, I think this is you. For some reason, it doesn't show me. So more about energy. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a great question. It definitely is a conversation. It can be something we do in the super conscious recode classes. Because what you're talking about, Victoria, just so you guys know what her question was, is there some information on the working partner? So it is, you are magnetizing, whether you realize it or not, and whether you like it or not. Everyone in your life is a mirror to you, and you've magnetized them for a reason. And a lot of times, if we have people in our lives, including spouses, business partners, and you don't get along, or they really rub you the wrong way, or they keep bugging you, annoying you, it's because of something going on inside of you. So same thing with raising your consciousness and money vibration. Absolutely. We can do that inside of a super conscious class. Because you are a member, I'll make it a priority. Just remind me. We do weekly super conscious recode classes on a variety of topics, and that could be a great topic. So email that to me, Victoria, and I'll make sure for maybe the first class in August, because this coming Monday's class is going to be around the money thing, about the money and wealth and abundance conversation. Okay, cool. Any other questions about what I just shared? I have a motivational quote that I was going to close with, but we got 6 more minutes. Perfect. Yeah, and if you're just joining us, what we talked about today was the future. My oracle was on, so if you missed the first 40 minutes, 45 minutes, she and I talked about the importance of going within. And going inward is more, it's deeper than meditation. I don't have enough time to talk about it right now. We have a class tomorrow, though. If you want to attend, it's at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's also when, by the way, I'm going to announce the winner of the $2,000 grand prize drawing. If you see the scroll, actually, I don't have that scrolling right now. In order to win that, you had to have liked, comment, and shared this live broadcast. People who share it after the live won't be considered. So I'll announce the winner tomorrow. You don't have to be present to win. So if you can sign up for the free membership, be able to attend that class. I will also invite those of you that receive my emails. I'll give you the free opportunity to attend that class as well, just to learn more about what I'm talking about when I say superconscious recode. But the superconscious is your intuition that Amy and I were talking about. Your superconscious is also known as your higher self, the divine within. It's really your GPS, your internal operation system. It's your heart. It's your purpose. It's your passion. And if you heard me yesterday, I was talking about how I was lost, dazed, and confused and far out of alignment. And it was because I had not been tapping into my superconscious for a really long time due to limiting beliefs, painful past wounds. Earlier, I talked about the mother wound. Really passionate about the mother wound, the father wound, the religion wound. I could go on and on about all of my experiences and how I've really worked on healing those. And now I want to be able to be a healer of the sales community, help pay it forward from what I've learned and experienced, not just in the past 18 months of this inner quest and peeling back the layers of the onion by tapping into my truth, my superconscious daily, and recoding it simply means accepting it, sending love and compassion, and that feminine and masculine energy. For too long we've been in the fake it till you make it, suck it up buttercup, never let them see you sweat. That's the wounded masculine dominant kind of energy. That's what Amy was talking about, that period 8 energy that's going away, and we're welcoming in the period 9 energy. And you don't even have to know what I'm talking about. Just know that there's an awakening happening right now and you're feeling it. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be here. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. So it's really all about tapping into the inside and knowing that, yes, there's going to be shadow. There's going to be fear. There's going to be shame. My biggest one was shame and worthlessness and not enough, never enough, which caused me to be a people pleaser, binge drinking workaholic who was really, really, out of alignment with myself, my true self. So once I started peeling back the shame and the worthlessness, I found this beautiful, amazing little girl inside, this inner child that just wanted to play, just have fun, and live a vibrant, joy-filled, loving, and compassionate life with still goals, still with direction, but not from the wounded state. So once you tap into your superconscious, you recode it with good, healing, loving guidance from myself inside of the membership, inside of the classes, inside of the membership, and you work on you. You got the Midas touch, baby. Everything falls into place. You can get out of your head and live in your heart. And that's the magic that I want to be able to create for and with you guys. So again, if you saw value in today's class, please win. I love you. Shanna's like, I win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. There you go. Claim it. Claim it. Speak it. Make sure you do your recode tonight too. I'll be drawing probably tomorrow morning before the class. And Robin, the class is going to be about 45 to 50 minutes. It will not be an hour. I do have another class on Monday later on in the day for different time zones. So again, if you have any confusion, any questions, the best thing to do is to email me for clarity, and make sure you either sign up for the membership at loiscoffey.com/membership, or if you have questions about anything that I said, email me at lois@loiscoffey.com. And of course, if you want to have a complimentary one-time strategy session with me, you can go to bookacallwithlois.com to unpack anything that we talked about today, because it was a lot. We went deep because we've got to. It's time. It's time to take off our masks and go inside and find that beautiful, beautiful heart and open it up to the world. Shine your light, because that's what we're all here to do. So I'd like to close with a really cool quote. A philosopher once said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. I may remember. Involve me and I learn." So I'm going to say that one more time. A philosopher once said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn." So that's what I'm creating here, guys, is a community with the membership. My vision is to grow it to 1,000 members. Would covet your wisdom and knowledge and referrals, as well as being a part of it, so you can be involved. Not another program, not another course you sign up and don't do. We have classes almost every day. Right now it's 2 to 3 a week, but we're relaunching next week, and I would love for you guys to be a part of history in the making as we move forward towards period 9, as we move forward in this awakening, as we move forward in tuning inward to our truth and living our best life. So thanks, guys, so much. I do happen to have a podcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Grace Richardson. We're going to talk a lot about grief and transforming the relationship with grief. So all the same channels. I'll be back. And then tomorrow morning at 11 is the Money Recode. We're going to heal your relationship with money, just even a little bit, not all, but just a little. So I hope to see you guys in class. Until then, here's to your best health, your best wealth, your best wisdom. Love you guys. Please share if you feel like there was value in this message today. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Go forth and prosper, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.